Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? I appreciate you, bro. Can you make me co-host?
I got you.
All right. All right, cool. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? I hope everybody's having a great day so far. Gil, I appreciate you opening up the call, and I hope you guys are really taking note, man. Zenrai Ideas is going absolute crazy. Like it's crazy. Like, I think I said it in the chat earlier. We do like 1,000 pips, every week, every 2 weeks. Paola did that in one day. And if you just follow the trades and simply just follow directions, you could be seeing some crazy results. Because honestly, 1,000 pips in a day, like just on a 0.01, that's $100 you could have made. So we're gonna get into it here today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know earlier in the chat, I guess Gil kind of dropped the bomb. We're gonna have a special guest here, but we actually have that saved for you guys next week. So what I'm going to tell you right now is put it on your calendar and make sure everybody that's on your team, everybody that's within your lineage and your organization, or even you just by yourself, right? Because I know most of you guys are students here, right? You're trying to get to the intermediate level and eventually to the advanced level. And I want to be able to help you guys go through that. And I just want you to understand, like, don't compare your chapter one to somebody else's chapter 10. It might take you a few weeks. It might take you a few months. I mean, look, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this: the more you plug in, the more you're gonna get out of it, right? And if you see calls that are not just hosted between me, but you see other educators, other leaders, especially the educators that are willing to share the value, because you need to understand these educators, they go live throughout the day, throughout the week, and they're doing private calls on a Zoom for you that most people don't have access to, right? So truly grateful to have that. And yeah, man, let's dive into it. Honestly, today's gonna be like a little different with me. Um I know Gil wanted me to go over just a few quiet things, but I know we have some new people here and kind of just talk to you guys about the ideas that I personally have sent on Zenra ideas just this week. And these were some trades I sent out just yesterday. No, today, and I think it was just yesterday, but I think most of them I sent was today. Specifically looking at this specific pair, the US dollar against the Japanese yen. So for you guys that are not aware, you're not understanding of exactly what market this is the US dollar against the Japanese yen. And what we're currently doing right now is we're currently buying this market right now. And what we're betting on, what we're looking to do pretty much is we're overpowering the Japanese yen right now as we're currently buying the US dollar. Does that make sense? So today I sent out this trade at the 159 level. Eddie said, why? Is that what she said? Why? Is that what you said? No, no, yes, what? I'm getting confused now. I'm gonna explain it to you on the reason why the trade played out, if that's what you're asking. I got you. Okay. So this trade here, specifically USDJPY, as you guys can see, has been trending in the sense of a bullish pattern, right? Because if we look at the higher time frames, and I know Gil mentioned it, right? One thing I do is I do trade on higher time frames because I like to catch the bigger moves. And if you want to catch bigger moves, you're gonna have to have bigger patience, more patience in a sense. Does that make sense? So today, what I was looking at, and I think I explained this earlier on my boot camp. Were you guys on the boot camp earlier today? If you've been missing out on the boot camp, I'll be honest, you're missing out on a lot of value that I'm sharing, even though I'm sharing it here. Um, you know, the value that I'm sharing on the boot camp is like so intentional that like I feel like I'm presenting it in front of a billion people at once. Does that make sense? Because it's also going to be recorded as a course on Zenrai courses. So just saying, if you miss day one and day two, it's cool. Don't miss day three. Tomorrow's day three. All right, 4 p.m. Pacific, excuse me, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, right? Same thing I'm talking about there. I'm going to also talk about here, right? So just understand you're going to get the full story, right? So with USDJPY, the reason why we bought here is because I looked at the higher time frame on the 4 hour, and this level specifically, the 159.0 level, I saw that we were breaking about excuse me, breaking and bouncing at this previous level in the past. And as you can see, this goes all the way back to even just a few days ago, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, around March 10th, right? It's crazy because from March 10th, price has been relevant to today, where price is at here, right? As you guys can see, March 25th on USDJPY. And what I said, okay, if I look at previous price and I see breaks and bounces, right? You see it here. You see a rejection here. You see a break here. You see another break here, right? Another break here, a break here, a break here, another break here. If you go to the 1 hour, right? You go to the 1 hour time frame, that 1 hour is going to confirm that area of structure that you point out, right? So 159 was what I pointed out on the 4 hour. The 1 hour right here confirmed it, literally. And the confirmation that we always talk about, okay? Some of you guys, and I'm gonna be honest, I know you guys are probably like brand new and just might confuse you, right? The stop loss was right here. This is already about to go hit TP. It's about 10 pips away from TP. So the stop loss was 30 pips. It's currently floating 50 pips. The TP that I have set is for 60 pips. And honestly, this thing has just been playing around up here for the past few hours or so. All I need is for this to go right up here. And then we're done with the trade. And then I have GBP the Japanese yen, right? Trading with the Great British Pound. Here, I'm looking for the Great British Pound to gain strength, which we were already buying right here, right? Mind you, we bought right here. Price put us in profit. This is TP1 right here. The price pulled back, gave a retest at the entry again. So some of us, maybe you missed this entry. Honestly, right now is not a bad entry if you want to get in. All right. If you guys want to get in, look at the chart now. So you look at this chart right now. Was it 212? No, excuse me, 213 and 212, 950. And my bad, guys. There was some beeping noise in the background. That's why I'm muting myself. GBP right? We're looking for buys right here. Right? Right at the level where it's at right now, 213 is the whole level. Right? And the 4 hour has already broken above it. Now we seem to look for a retest. And it's right above my entry right here. It's about 10 pips in profit. So if you want to scale in for a buy right here on GBP feel free. Your stop loss should be 212, 700. That's about 30 pips from entry. So as you can see, I'm buying GBP and I'm buying USD right? USD was a pretty solid textbook trade. What initiated the buy here was the 4 hour break of structure right here, right? You see the structure here from the 159 level? Price broke the structure and closed above it, right? Closed above the key level and broke above the key level. Came back to retest, gave us an entry on the 1 hour. Talk about a wick entry, perfect entry. This is your entry if you got into this trade right here. So currently, this is floating currently from this entry to where price is at right now. It's floating about 50 pips in profit right now. Like I said, I'm waiting for this to just go up another 10 pips and I'm done with it. My TP is done with. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I like to trade gold. I trade gold frequently and consistently too, but what I've been doing more on gold is I've been sending my gold trade ideas for those that when I do decide to trade gold. What I decided to do is I'm just gonna be sending my gold trade ideas in the Discord. Does that make sense? So one thing I'm going to tell you is keep an eye out on the Discord because the Discord is active. Especially, I know you guys are trying to get from intermediate to I mean, trying to go from beginner to intermediate to advanced. Now, Zenrai Ideas is already sending out heat. I want you to know that. Zenrai Ideas is already sending out heat. You got Paola, you got multiple people. You got Paola, you got Dr. Mo, and not to mention Paola catching 1,000 pips in a day. Guys, that's impressive. All right. That's impressive if you ask me. So with gold, as a beginner, I'm not gonna tell you to personally trade gold. Now, follow somebody that trades gold, take the trades from the person that specializes trading gold. Yes. You're brand new. I don't want you trading gold right off the bat, at least by yourself. I would rather you take a trade from myself, from Paola, and with that, you learn from experience. Because the thing about gold, it's very volatile. It moves fast. Some of us were not so used to that volatility. All right. So look, gold can wait. I know you guys are excited. Gold, just take the trades from Zenrai Ideas. Let them tell you when to get in and when to get out. Because they know what they're doing. If you're trading it on your own, you're trading on a live account, whatever it is, funded account, and you see why it moves the way it moves, just do yourself a favor. Don't trade it by yourself. All right. Now I had another setup here, USD Canadian for a buy. And as you can see here, price broke literally right above the key level, right? Something that I applied to my strategy and what I preach is price always breaks and bounces at key levels. So as you can see right here, 1.37500, we had a clear break of not only of clear break of structure, but a clear break on the key level, which initiated a retest back at that key level right here, as you guys can see. Here's the break. Here's the retest. This is the entry. Look where price is at now. Now, I didn't send this on Zenor Ideas because the confirmation, it took a little while. But this right now, if you would have looked at this trade, applied what I teach you, you most likely would be up 75 pips in profit just on this one trade. Now, let me answer some questions here. I know we've got some people here, you're brand new, you just got started. I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed here. I don't ever want you to think that there's a right question, wrong question, right answer, wrong answer, right? Because I was once like you in your shoes starting off. Okay. Hey, Gustavo, could you show a quick breakdown of you setting up J7 on XAU0, whatever? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what J7 is. I know it's Nina's strategy, but I don't trade J7. I don't really know much about the strategy. I know it's a great strategy that no, my strategy is TSK. TSK strategy. It's the one that I created. I've been having this strategy for a few years now. It's totally fine, Kaden. No worries. TSK is my strategy. So to kind of talk a little bit about that if you guys want. I know I talked about it, I believe, last week. Would you mind showing the breakdown of TSK? Yes, for sure, for sure. I've been hosting a boot camp this whole week, doing literally like separate days, separate calls on the strategy itself. The one thing I'm going to tell you is don't miss day 3 because day 3 tomorrow, I'm literally going to be breaking it down and more to detail and, literally how to put it all together. But even here now, I want to show you. Let me see real quick. Let me pull this up. I can pull this up real quick because I know, some of us are brand new, as I said, and I don't want to confuse anybody. But let's see. I gotta pull this up for y'all. Yeah. What what I do want to do is I really want to answer some questions as well. Um, because you guys are, you're fresh, you're brand new. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to like throw the strategy at you right off the bat because so much information at once can confuse you. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show y'all some basics real quick. Can I do that for you guys? Because I feel like that's the type of level that we're at here, right? Because I would like for you to understand basics, and then once you get the basics down, right? I'll give you guys a little bit of basics here, right? And once you get the basics down, you get like a rough draft understanding. Then you can move on, and you could potentially, of course, learn TSK. You can learn all the other strategies. You can learn every strategy, J7, right? Whatever strategy it is. Okay, let me pull this up. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, because some of us still don't even know what Forex is, and it's okay. Some of us, you know, we're excited. We want to make money. We want to get educated, but maybe we still don't know. You have more of a psychological question. I got the perfect answer for you. But hold that question. So when we talk about this market that we trade, right? There's multiple different markets you can trade. You can trade the stock market, you can trade the forex market, you can trade the cryptocurrency market, you could trade multiple different markets, right? Real quick, you guys give me a sec. I'm gonna put my microphone I had here. I just got a brand new DJI mic, but I'm gonna chat with you guys as I'm doing this call. Okay. It's a brand new mic. Hopefully the quality could go through. But as I stated, there's multiple different markets that you can trade. Okay. Let me put this in for you guys. You guys can hear me. You guys give me a sec. Hopefully my microphone is on point. Okay, cool. Can y'all hear me now? Can I get a 7 in the chat? I see nobody likes to have their camera on. I ain't gonna lie. If I do next call I do, everybody gonna have to have their camera on. Not gonna lie. The reason why I turn my camera off so you can see the full screen right now, right? But you guys see me. You gonna get sick of looking at me. Let's get to it though. Look, you know nothing about Forex. You need to know the markets that you're participating in, right? The main one that we participate in is the foreign exchange market, which they call the Forex market, right? The Forex market does well over $8 trillion per day. The stock market, I believe, does about 2 to 300 billion per day, right? It's a big difference. Big B's to big T's, right? Billions to trillions is a big difference. The foreign exchange market, what you need to understand is that you're trading global currencies. You're trading the US dollar, the euro, Japanese yen, Great British pound, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. The list goes on, right? I want you to think about all the different countries around the world. You've ever traveled around the world? Drop a 5 in the chat if you traveled out the country, and I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm sorry. You've ever went overseas to like Europe, London, and you had to trade your currency, your US dollar for the Great British pound or for the euro? I know Gil has. So guess what? That's what we do, but we do it from our cell phones and we do it, right? We do it online. You can do it anywhere around the world as long as you have Wi-Fi. So when you're trading these major currency pairs, right? There's major currencies that we trade, but you also have to understand the symbols of these currencies. The US dollar would be abbreviated in three letters, USD. The euro, EUR. The Japanese yen, JPY. That's why when you hear somebody say GBP USD or Euro USD and you're like, what? It's just abbreviation talk. It's a kind of like a trader slang in a sense, right? But look, this is a breakdown of each currency so you know. Now, look, people participate in this market all the time. People like me, people like you, retail traders. right? You got big banks, right? Believe it or not, right? Let me know in the chat. Who do you bank with? Let me know in the chat. Who do you bank with? Let me tell you something. I am not no scammer, right? I know people be like, who you bank with, right? You think I'm scamming, right? No, 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 no. I bank with Chase. I bank with Wells Fargo as well, right? And guess what? They actually participate in the foreign exchange market. Did you know that? Do you know that they actually trade in the market? Do you know that they trade your money, your hard-earned money? You know when they send you that check that's 0.00001% in interest they charge you? Yeah, they're trading your money, believe it or not. Some people are not aware of that. And you know what's crazy? People have the audacity to call foreign exchange trading a scam. Isn't that crazy? Your bank participates in this market. So you got big banks, you got major institutions, right? You got market makers. Some of us know who the market makers are. You know about the big banks, the institutions, the BlackRock. Yeah, they participate in these markets. Now look, yes, credit unions as well. Navy Federal, yeah, they in there. Trust me, they dropping lots. I'm not playing. Every major bank institution, even a hedge fund, mostly hedge funds, are trading in this market, believe it or not. Okay? Now, this is the thing. I want you to drop in the chat. Do you know what time you should be trading? Anybody? Give me a yes or a no. Do you know what time you should be trading? Yes? Okay. Now, give me the time. Let me know the time in the chat. What time do you trade? Let me know. New York? Okay, but what time do you trade? What I know the session, but what time do you trade? 6:30 a.m. PST? Yeah, so you prime time New York open. Anybody else? 8 a.m. to 12? 5 p.m.? Okay. What time zone? Eastern, Pacific, Central? Okay. So guess what? Most people, they don't know what time they should be trading, believe it or not. I'm on a Pacific time. I'm out here in Phoenix, Arizona, right? So right now it's 6:41. On the East Coast is 9:41. It's a 3 hour difference. Me, I'm a night owl. I stay up late at night. Okay. So my bread and butter of trading is late at night, midnight, 1 o'clock a.m., prime time, London session. Yes, West Coast, the best coast, right? And I'm from the South. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, in case you guys are wondering. I know I sound like I'm from the Bronx, New York, but I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I don't really have an accent from the South. I've been out here on the West Coast since 2017. I moved out here. I've been literally in Arizona since like 2017. So guess what? There's certain times you are designated to trade, especially when you're trading certain markets. Like I said, my bread and butter has been the London session for well over a decade. If you guys have been wondering how long have I been trading, I've been trading for like 11 years, about to make 12, which is crazy. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything, but I got a little, I know a few things. I catch a little bit of pips. So you have to find out what session is best for you. I'm not sure what your schedule is, not sure if you got kids, you're a parent, whatever, right? But you have the opportunity to trade the New York market open at 8 a.m. Eastern time, which is 5 a.m. Pacific. So between 8 and 12 a.m. Eastern time is a good window to trade. Between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern time is a good time to trade. If you're on the West Coast, you do the math. You know exactly what it is. If you're in Central Time, do the math, right? So if you're a morning person, trade the New York session. If you're a late night owl, some of y'all be up late at night. You be scrolling on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, looking at World Star, minding everybody else's business but yours. I'm telling you, I used to do it too. Stop with the late night scrolling and just lock in on the charts. Play some music, pull up the charts. There's been nights when I will just look at the charts just to watch them move. I wouldn't even get into a trade. I just look at the chart move to rewire my brain and build that psychology. That makes sense? Stay up late at night. Some of y'all like you love to stay up late at night, but ask the question, what am I doing late at night? Am I being productive? Am I wasting time? You could be trading London session. Some of y'all like to read books and personal development, which you should be doing by any means. But for me, at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, Gustavo's locked in, I'm on the charts. Why do you think I send all my trades out mainly at London session late at night? People be like, oh, I miss your trades, Gustavo. Nah, you just sleeping on your dreams. That's what it is. People wake up, oh my God, 100 pips, bro, 200. Like people today, I bet you today, people woke up and saw Paola's trades on gold and they were like, oh my God, I know I was. And you're hearing it from me. Let me tell you something. Paola, I've known her for a while, and she was in my group a long time ago, and I mentored her. To see somebody that I've mentored and helped over the years become an educator and is killing it, I mean, that speaks volumes. And I'm not here to take credit or anything, but she'll tell you herself. And she comes a very long way, man, and I salute her. So that's why when I said in the chat, when she sends a trade, you can look at it, but don't question it. Don't question the trade. You know, that's how it is with me sometimes. Some people they don't question my trading. They're just like, okay, we're buying USDJPY, bet. Full port. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Gil, don't kill me, bro. If you guys don't know what full port is, it's cool. You don't have to know what that means. But do you guys get the times to be able to trade now? Because let me tell you something. I trade on the afternoons as well. So some of you guys work a 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 5 too. I wake up and I kill shit every day. That's my 9 to 5. But I work from 9 to 5 and I work from 5 all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning. So I have the opportunity to not only trade London session, New York session, but I have the opportunity to trade Tokyo session as well. So for you guys that are getting off your 9 to 5 Eastern time, right? Right after your 9 to 5, go lock in on the charts, catch a move, trading JPY. You guys go look, and I'm not trying to brag or boast or anything, but y'all look at this trade right here. I sent this out like I think like what, 2 o'clock today? When did I send this today? I sent this out like earlier, a few hours ago. Imagine getting off work and you catch a move like this and you up 50 pips. Because the market's always moving. Morning, afternoon, nighttime. The market's always moving, right? The markets are never sleeping, ladies and gentlemen. So look, figure out your time. Look at your schedule and be like, okay, if you work a 9 to 5, right? And after your 9 to 5, you say you're tired. No, you're not tired. You're just uninspired. I'm gonna trade from 5, or I'm gonna just lock in. I'm gonna get on sessions. I'm gonna plug in. I'm gonna get on Zenron live sessions. I'm gonna get on Gustavo sessions, Nina sessions, Paola sessions. Every session possible from 5 p.m. As soon as I clock out, all right, if you want to go home, right? All right, look, who remembers? Like, and look, I'm 31 years old, y'all. I don't know how young you guys are. I'm not trying to speak like I'm an OG, but who remembers coming home from school and you rush to the kitchen to make you a sandwich, make you a nice little after school snack, and you did your homework and you locked in? Why can't we have that same energy here? I know y'all remember. I remember making a sandwich with them hot Cheetos. Yeah. I'm munching like who is that? Adamiris? Munching like she's munching right now. Yeah. So look, everybody got a schedule. Look at your trading sessions, Tokyo, London, or New York. Pick your poison. All right. Now look, this is pretty easy. Some of you guys should be over this portion right here, right? When the market goes up, that means the market is bullish. If we enter the market and we want the market to go up, that means we're buying the market. Another term for it is longing the market. That means I'm going long. You go in the chat and you be like, yo, I'm long on gold. Everybody's gonna know you're buying. If you go in the chat and you're like, yo, I'm shorting gold, that means you're selling. So when the market is going down, the market is bearish. When you're shorting the market, it means you're selling. When you're selling the market, it means you're shorting, vice versa. Does that make sense? Everybody should know this. Now, spreads and pips. If you don't know how to count pips, hopefully you know how to count pips after today. You know what? Better yet, I'm just gonna show you. Let's go back to the chart, right? For example, a live chart, okay? If we want to count pips, right? Depending on your account size, obviously is going to determine your lot size, right? If we talk about counting pips, I like to count pips for every 10 pips, if that makes sense. For example, you see this entry we got here at 159. If we buy at 159 and the market goes up to 159, 100 right here, right? If we buy here and the market goes to 159, 100, we have successfully caught 10 pips. If the market goes from 159 to 159, 200 right here, that means we caught 20 pips. If the market goes from 159 to 159, 300, that means we caught 30 pips. Are you grasping what I'm telling you now? Yo, I'm a high school dropout, y'all. I dropped out of high school at age 18, 21 jobs for the age of 21. Two things I know how to do is count my pips and count my blessings. It ain't hard to count pips. So remember, when you count pips, depending on the price level, that's why I like to use those whole numbers. People be like, why do you use those whole even numbers? It's because it helps me count pips better. But this is what you could also do as well. If you're not, look, I'm going to tell you now, if you're not using TradingView to mark up your charts and you want to take trading serious, then you're not really taking trading serious. Because TradingView also offers a free plan. And I use literally TradingView like it's Microsoft Paint. Some of you guys don't even know what that is. I don't even know why I said that. Some of y'all, see, y'all got me feeling, Gil, bro, y'all got me feeling old, bro. People don't even know what Microsoft Paint is. If you know, right? Because when Microsoft Paint, who remembers? I remember as a kid, I used to go there. I used to do this when I was a kid, just scribble scratch, right? Just like this on Microsoft Paint. Who remembers? Drop a 7 if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you remember. Yeah, you know, if you know, you know. I'm trying to tell you, this right here, TradingView is your Microsoft Paint, okay? Some too young. Some of y'all were born like 2005, 2000, crazy. I'm a 1994 baby, man. Y'all got me feeling old. Y'all gonna start calling me Uncle Wealthy. Oh my. Diablo. Let's go back. Let's go back, man. So look, counting pips is not hard. And as you can see right here, if you was to count one pip, right, on Euro USD, 1.14988, and price decides to go up, all you do is look at the decimal. The eight goes from the eight change, excuse me, the eight changes from an 8 to a 9 just by catching one pip. All right. GBP USD, another example, 1.35361. The market goes up, 371. That's one pip. Right? Some of y'all like, how do you count pips on gold? I'll show you right now. Right? If you're, let's say we're looking at gold right now, right? What I like to do is I like to find the most close even numbers. So right here, price is at like 430, right? 431. All right. So look, we're gonna look at 430 is the entry. 4530, right? How do we count pips on gold from 4530? Well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Hey, I'm 31, man. I think that's a little older than y'all. Some of y'all. I don't even want to ask y'all's age on here. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. Look, 45.30, right? Let's say we're buying at 45.30. Right? If I'm buying at 45.30 and I want to count my pip count from 45.30 and price goes to 45.31, guess how many pips that is? 45.30 to 45.31. Can anybody in the chat tell me how many pips that is? We started at 45.30, then we went to 45.31. How many pips is that? Like I said, you always want to find the nearest even whole number. Nobody knows? Okay, I'm gonna break it down. Price is at 45.30, goes to 45.31, that's 10 pips. 45.32, 20 pips. 45.33, hold up. 45.33, 30 pips. 45.34, 40 pips. Does that make sense, guys? You see how you just count by the tens? If you start at 40, let's say like, hey, I'm buying at 45.30 and price goes all the way up. Let's say it goes all the way to 45.34. If you bought at 45.30 and it goes to 45.34, you're up 40 pips. The same way I counted by the tens, if I catch 100 pips, price has to go from 45.30 all the way to 45.40 in order for this to be a 100 pip move. Does that make sense? So remember, 45.30 is the start point. 45.31, 10 pips. 45.32, 20 pips. 45.33, 30 pips. 45.34, 40 pips, and so on, and so on, and so on. Does that make sense, guys? Count pips is not hard, all right? Now, vice versa, right? Let's say you want to count it to the downside. Remember, always try to find the whole number, even number, right? If we're counting from 45.30 going down, right? 10 pips is going to be 45.29. My bad. Yeah, 45.29. 10 pips. From 45.30 to 45.29, that's 10 pips. 45.28, 20 pips. 45.27, 30 pips. 45.28, no, 45.26, 40 pips. Does that make sense, guys? On how to count pips. All right. Now look, I'm gonna leave you off with this. We got one more slide here. I think this is the most important one. Well, we'll do lot sizes and I'll give y'all this one. I'm gonna let y'all go. I tell people this all the time. I've told this to hundreds and thousands of people around the world. You do not have to have a lot of money to make money trading. Now, does it help? It does sure help if you have a lot of capital to start off with. It does help. Don't get me wrong. But you do not need a lot of money to make money trading. You need a lot of patience. And if you think about it, most people don't have what? Don't have patience. Because everybody wants instant gratification. Everybody wants $1 million right now. People cannot wait and grind and put in work and time, blood, sweat, and equity, okay, to go achieve that $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is they want to achieve. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. You got to risk what you have, not what you don't have. If you could only put $100 into a trading account, cool, do that. Now, this is the thing. If you're even trading with $100 or low capital, guess what? You could still use proper risk management. In order to determine your lot size, you need to determine your account size. So listen here. If you have less than $500 in your account, if you have 100 to like $400 in your account, I want you to start with a 0.01 lot size. Even if you're taking signals from the app, I need you to start on a 0.01 lot size. If you're trading gold, I need you to trade on a 0.01 lot size. If you have less than $500 in your account, okay, the most you could risk is a 0.05 on one position. So meaning you enter one trade and your lot size is a 0.05 and that's it. But your account has to be under 500 bucks. So remember, we have a micro lot, which is a 0.01, right? Right. Look, I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Don't pay attention. Do not pay attention to the nano lot. Don't pay attention to this. No, wait. Wait. Oh, my bad. This was the wrong chart. No, pay attention to this. I'm tripping. Right? You have the nano lot. Pay attention to this, right? A 0.01. Wait, I'm right. Don't worry about this and only focus on this, the micro lot. And then we're going to work our way up, right? So a micro lot is a 0.01, which is 10 cents per pip. So if you're trading a $100 account, and let's say you take a trade right now and you put a 0.01, okay, you're going to be moving at 10 cents per pip. 10 cents per pip. So if the market goes up 10 pips at 10 cents per pip, can anybody tell me the profit on that? If I get into a trade on a 0.01 at 10 cents per pip, what is the profit on that? You're going to make $1 if you catch 10 pips on a 0.01. You catch 20 pips on a 0.01, you make $2. You catch 30 pips, you make $3. Does that make sense? 0.01, remember, 10 cents per pip. Now, remember, the only thing that changes through this whole journey is your confidence and your lot size. I want you to understand that. Okay? Your confidence, your lot size is going to change. Because let's say you grow your account from 100 to 500. Once you get to 500, I'm going to tell you, use a 0.10, no more than a 0.10. This is where it gets interesting. A 0.10 is $1 per pip. So for every pip you catch, you make $1. How many pips did Paola catch today? 1,000? So if you would have put a 0.10 on that trade she sent out, you would have made what? $1,000. Exactly. $1 per pip gets interesting because every 100 pips you catch is $100. Oh, you catch 50 pips here? That's $50. You could have made $1,000 today taking Paola's trades. 1,000 pips in a day is insane. Now, once your account gets bigger and bigger, obviously, I recommend nobody use a standard lot unless you have 5K or more in your account. See, a standard lot size, in my opinion, was one of my scary moments because the lot size was growing. So that means I started making more money. But guess what? My patience had to grow even more. So instead of imagine you catching $1 per pip, imagine for every pip you're making $10 per pip. So think about it. You go from 10 cents a pip to $1 per pip to $10 per pip. Now let's do a little bit of math here, right? You don't got to be smart to make money. You ain't got to be smart to be successful. If I catch 10 pips at a $10 per pip, what is the profit on that? If I catch 10 pips at $10 per pip, what is the profit on that? Anybody in the chat? I'm quizzing y'all for a reason. 10 pips at $10 per pip. Anybody? Yes, $100. So for every 10 pips, you make $100. So if you catch 50 pips in a day at a $10 per pip, you made $500 in a day catching 50 pips. Now imagine if you would have took Paola's trade today on 1,000 pips at $10 per pip. How much money you think you would have made on that? Yes, you would have made 10 grand today if you would have took that trade. Correct. You see how there's levels to this? You see how it goes from 10 cents to $1? That's how you count pips in your lot sizes. Now I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My man Jordan Belfort gonna help me out. Look, these are the 3 keys to trading. My name is not DJ Khaled, nor am I DJ Khaled, but these are the 3 keys to trading, and I've shared this with people all over the world. Right? It takes 10,000 hours to master the skill set. I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna have to grow as a person along this journey. Yes, you can click buttons, copy and paste, and make money following the educators, but there's gonna come a time and a place when you're gonna want to be self-sufficient and be self-dependent when it comes to this. Because let's say one day Gustavo's not here, Paola's not here, nobody's here. It's just you. You know what's crazy? Something that mom and dad used to tell us growing up. Oh, son, mija, go get a job. I mean, go get an education, because that's something they'll never take away from you. You ever thought, who the hell would want to take away my education? So once you learn this, once you learn how the markets work and move and the psychology and everything behind it, you think somebody's going to take away the strategy from you? No. Hell no. Okay? So look, 3 keys, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. Number 1, trust the process. TTP. Trust the process. I used to work at AutoZone selling car parts, barely making $1,000 a month, trading on a cracked iPhone 5. Real talk. You literally could go to my Instagram and scroll all the way down. You can see it. I remember when I used to go in that break room, I used to be like, yo, I need to trust this process because eventually I'm going to get out of the situation. This is a whole process, and this is a process that you have to trust. That's number 1. Number 2, know what you're trading. Right? I just showed you guys global currencies, USD, JPY, GBP, USD. If I send a trade, if Paola sends a trade, at least look at the trade and look at what we're trading at. Know what you're trading, know what you're buying, know what you're selling. Not only know what it is that you're trading, you also need to know what time you should be trading. I told you guys, figure out if you're a morning person, trade New York session. If you're a night person, trade London session. If you're a person that works a 9 to 5 all throughout the day and you get home at 5, 6 p.m., you could trade Tokyo session in the afternoon. No excuses. And then number 3, last but not least, risk what you have, not what you don't have. You do not have to have a lot of money, right, to make trading work. You just got to have a lot of patience, guys. All right. So, guys, with that being, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I hope you guys got some value here today. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, tune in tomorrow to day 3 of the TSK Bootcamp. You want to learn TSK? I'm gonna teach you tomorrow. You want to learn the strategy that everybody's talking about in the company right now? Tune in tomorrow for day 3, 4 p.m. Pacific. 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Just make it happen. Look, if you got to just go put some headphones in, if you're at work, look, the only excuse you got is if you at work or if you at a funeral. Tap in with me. I'm telling you, you would not regret it, guys. I've helped multiple people become 6-figure, 7-figure traders in this space. This is not an income claim. This is facts. This is proof. I could show you guys for days. But this is where it starts, the boot camps. The calls that are like this, right? Some of you guys are so used to probably getting on calls with 50 to 100 people. Nah, there's barely 20 people on here. So it gets a little bit more personal, right? But next week, I believe next week, Wednesday call is going to be moved to Thursday. And I'll let you guys know now, guess what? You're going to have Paola herself, the educator that's been sending out heat on the app. She's going to be doing a session next week. So if you got on here today, I'm letting you know now, next week's call will be moved to Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And you guys are going to have Paola herself, Miss Paola FX herself, the beast, calling out trades on gold. She's going to be hosting a call here for you guys, right? So guys, I appreciate y'all. If you got some value, go to the freshman class. Let them know you got some value. Light it up. Let them know, yo, you're learning from a real one. And if they missed out, they missed out. With that being, I'm going to give it back to Gil. But it's your boy, Gustavo Alaniz. I'm going to see you guys at the top or front of the top because the bottom's way too crowded, man. Take it away, Gil.